When it comes to Zebec, I think there's a pretty interesting update. Even though the price isn't doing the best, I still think it's pretty interesting nonetheless, even though nothing I say is financial advice. And what do I mean by that? Not too long ago, Zebec made a post on X and it was talking about how they basically redesigned their website. Now, some people may be thinking, a website redesign? Who cares about that? Totally understandable how at first glance it may seem kind of trivial, but the more I take a look at it, the more I am interested when it comes to this, because I think presentation does matter, right? Zebec, I think it has ambitions to get more enterprise partnerships, hopefully, right? To hopefully get more partnerships moving forward. It just gives me that vibe. And I think having a good website, even though I don't think there was anything necessarily wrong with the previous design, but then improving it, making it feel a little bit more luxurious, I would say, I think it's going to work to its advantage, especially moving forward, because just imagine a large enterprise, they take a look at Zebec. They're like, okay, maybe we'll partner up with it, right? Who knows? They're considering it. They take a look at the website, and then they're like, wow, looks professional, looks very amazing. Maybe that could play a factor because sometimes I see some projects out there. They say they have ambitions to do this, to do that, and then the website doesn't really look that good. It's like, okay, I guess it's fine in the grand scheme of things because some of those projects have done pretty okay, but moving forward, sometimes the small details does matter. This is just my perspective. And Zebec, I think they have this forward-thinking mindset because they don't have to do this, right? Like, no one's like making this announcement like, oh man, we need to update the website. No one's really complaining about that. But then they just like redesigned it anyways. This is what I like about them. It's the forward-thinking mindset and just thinking about these small details. This is what I like about Zebec. And again, presentation does matter a lot in my opinion. It's like, for instance, let's say I want to go to, a job interview, right? Am I going to be using my beach attire? Probably not, right? It's going to be probably different. So then I think there's going to be a certain vibe here now. And I think this website, again, this redesign, it just feels a lot more kind of, I think, professional. This is the way to take a look at it. It's like the same thing, I think, sometimes when I walk inside a building or when I walk inside a store. Just because of the way it's designed, I just automatically feel like, oh, wow, this feels luxurious. You know what I mean? It's like when I walk inside a certain store or a certain hotel or like, let's say a certain building, just from the design. It doesn't even have to be explained, right? Sometimes it just kind of feels like, wow, this feels really luxurious. It's kind of like that. So then I like what I'm seeing here when it comes to Zebec. Now, granted, though, some people like to say, okay, the timing isn't the best. Well, yeah, I get it. I mean, the price is kind of going down, actually, along with the altcoin space, right? Generally speaking. But then this type of stuff is hard to time, in my opinion. Like, they probably did this, for quite a while already, and then now there's the new design. It's not like they knew at this exact moment the price of ZBCN was not going to be doing good. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to time that. Sometimes a project is just going to be building and just doing things and just kind of improving here and there. And the good ones, at least that I see, they do that in spite of the price doing good or bad. So then when I take a look at something like this, I actually think that, sure, it may not be the best timing in terms of it being associated with the price, but in terms of the project's longevity, I think it's actually perfect timing because it showcases that they're still doing something, right? This is what I like about it. And now again, though, sometimes people like to say, when it comes to Zebec, what are they really doing? Now, again, they're focused on payments, they're focused on global trade and finance, but then also on top of that, working towards ISO 20022 compliance, that's something they're working towards as well. The website, it's pretty okay, right? It's pretty interesting given the current condition right now. But that ISO 20022 compliance, that's the real deal, in my opinion. That's kind of the real thing that if Zebec could achieve, I like that. That's a thing. Now, only time will tell. Who knows when the exact time will be, but I do like what I'm seeing, how they're at least trying to work towards that. Now, sometimes people like to say, okay, what happens if ZBCN goes lower? Well, I'm going to still be dollar cost averaging. I can't speak on anyone's behalf, but my plan stays the same. You know what I mean? If, let's say, ZBCN, for whatever reason, dips 50% in the next week, or let's say in the next couple of days, who knows? I'm not saying it will do that, but I'm saying in a make-believe scenario, I'll still be dollar cost averaging because I just don't feel like I want to exit. This is the way I take a look at it. I just want to acquire more. And again, I'm not speaking on anyone's behalf, but this is just what I want to do because I like the direction in which it seems to be heading fundamentally. Other projects out there, it just feels like they're not really doing much. But then I like what Zebec is doing. And again, right, this website thing, it may not necessarily feel like a big deal, but we have to consider historically what Zebec has been able to achieve with, like, Algorand and the stuff that went on there. And also when it comes to Zebec cards and what they did with Bonk, Bonk is a pretty popular Solana-based meme coin. But then sometimes when the price is not doing good, all that type of stuff is kind of ignored. But I haven't forgotten about that. I haven't, ignored that type of stuff because I'm still thinking about it. I still like Zebec. And when I take a look at the idea of 10 cents, right? I get it, sometimes when the price isn't doing good, talking about 10 cents is kind of like, come on, who cares about that? Well, here's the way to take a look at it. When ZBCN had that pretty good rally and then 10 cents was around 11x away at that point, I knew some friends out there who were saying, wow, if only ZBCN dipped 50% below that. And then basically ZBCN's kind of like that, actually more, right? If we take a look at it. And then the exact same people who told me that, they're now saying that, oh yeah, we don't care anymore. ZBCN is done. It's like, what? Here's the way to take a look at it. If I like, let's say a t-shirt at $10 and let's say there was a discount and then let's say it became $5, would I suddenly be like, yeah, I don't like it? Well, who knows? But then personally, I wouldn't, At least in this context, this is the analogy that I would have when it comes to it. However, when I take a look at something like Zebec, right? Again, ZBCN at the idea 10 cents, around a 25x from here, market cap at that point, considering current circulating supply around 9 billion. Yeah, I mean, when I take a look at how even the Zebec cards is powered by MasterCard and how it supports multiple blockchains, which do even include something like the base network, which is Coinbase's layer 2, and that is gaining pretty good momentum, even though, again, the price isn't doing the best when it comes to altcoin space, but the base network doesn't have its own native token, right? So then that's pretty awesome as well. Again, the Zebec cards being able to support that. And not only that, right? I mean, there's many other blockchains out there, like, like a Solana, for instance. And I just feel like the project is being taken seriously overall, and just the idea of, again, 10 cents doesn't leave my mind. Now, when is the exact altcoin season going to be? If it ever even happens, that's not going to be within my control, right? I mean, I'm not going to know the exact moment in time. The only thing I can do is just stay patient, hold, and I just wait, and that's pretty much about it. But so far, I do like what I'm seeing when it comes to Zebec. So I just wanted to make this video and just talk about basically why I think that even though something seems so trivial, right? Something seems so kind of unimportant when it comes to Zebec having a website redesign, why I actually think that's actually a testament to the mentality and I think the forward-thinking mindset of Zebec. So I like what I'm seeing when it comes to that. I'm still staying patient, holding, and just waiting, and I'm not going to give up. This is the way to take a look at it, and I'm going to stay patient. And feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I'd greatly appreciate it, and I want to say thank you for watching. It's Billy the Captain. I hope you all have a nice day. I'm out. Peace. Bye.